Mr. Neil DeLang, thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining us here at MPK TV. So South Africa is ranked 19th in the world for safety and the first in African continent. How do you intend on improving that stat?
Well, thank you for having me. When you talk about 19th in the world, I think it's important to just give some context. What that means is out of 192 countries that are member countries of the International Civil Aviation Organization, we have recently been audited by ICAO, which is a function of the United Nations, as complying 91.1% with the standards and recommended practices of that organization. So to that extent, we are doing very well, and this really speaks to our organized commercial and airline industry, the maintenance that is associated with that, training, etc., and so forth. What we are doing here today speaks a little bit more to the national mandate. And here we are focusing on what's happening in South Africa in terms of general aviation, and general aviation being everything from recreational aviation to private aviation and aerial work applications such as crop spraying and game counting and aerial photography and so forth. So quite a wide scope at the bottom end of the spectrum. And what we're trying to do here is to make sure that we also carry that fantastic safety record through also to the general aviation space. And what we're doing with the seminars here is focusing on reducing accidents in that GA space at the flight school level. This is where training takes place. This is the foundation of everything that you will do as a pilot once you've qualified and once you take on a career in aviation and take it forward. So it's so important that we get the ground level right and that we get that safety culture instilled at the training level. And this is what we are here to do today in Gqeberha.
So what are some of the trends in terms of accidents and fatalities that we have seen in the past years?
Well, that's quite an interesting question. The accidents are so far and widely ranged, and it relates to mechanical issues, it relates to piloting issues, it relates to weather issues, and it generally relates to an overloaded cockpit environment. So as things go wrong, you recognize this a little bit too late, and then when you see again, you have a problem. And in a number of instances, these incidents translates into accidents. And of course, this is where we need to put our focus. We have seen a bit of a spike just after COVID. We've had recency problems. Pilots hasn't flown for a while. Aircraft didn't fly for a while. We had to get that back in the air. We had programs initiated for that purpose. And so that actually went quite well. We're now looking at stats that is starting to look a little bit better than the pre-COVID numbers. So we're quite excited that we are making good headway in so far as addressing these safety factors that influence the cockpit environment. So yes, it's a big effort. It's lots of different issues that we need to address, but I think we are systematically and slowly getting inroads into making that aviation safer in the GA space.
So lastly, what are some of the safety measures that the public should know, and even the aviation crew should know?
Well, when we talk about the general public, we would like to encourage a dialogue. We would like to encourage conversations with the GA environment and also with the public. And everybody knows somebody that flies or somebody that knows somebody that flies, and ask the questions, is it safe what you do? You know, get that mindfulness going. Do you do proper planning? How does it work? And from that perspective, get conversation stimulated. More formally, if you as a general member of the public notice anything that's out of the ordinary or anything that concerns you and that you perceive to be unsafe, even as a general member of the public, you are welcome to go onto our website at caa.co.za and register anything that you see there. So you can register a complaint or a concern anonymously or otherwise, and we take this very seriously. We have an internal audit team that makes sure that none of these complaints go away, that they all get investigated and the necessary actions are taken. In time, that also translates into a safer aviation space.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you very much.